letter. Elliot. Mr. Patterson, hello. Mr. Patterson, you're kidding. The whole shipment? You're sending it back? Mr. Patterson, that shipment represents over $120,000 net to this company. Can't you?
Mr. Elliot!
Hey, paramedic.
Paramedic. Okay, that's possible cardiac. Suite 730, Bankers Trust Building. We've got it.
Until recently, a heart attack victim was the paramedic's most frustrating type of call, because in so many of the calls, he could only watch the cardiac victim die. He could not treat the patient. Now, using the same communications technology that monitors the health of astronauts traveling through space, Houston paramedics, linked continuously with emergency room doctors, are saving the lives of several hundred patients a year. Paramedics respond rapidly to assist the cardiac victim because they know that when a heart stops pumping, the person has about 5 minutes before his brain begins to die.
What's the problem here? We don't know. The secretary just found him punching in the chest. Can you hear me, Sarah?
Yeah.
What happened here?
Don't know.
Let's get some vital signs. Get his clothes off, Tony. Come on, man. Okay. Level 3 Call Medical Center.
We're at 1103.
We have a possible cardiac. White male, age 42. His weight's about 250. Blood pressure's 100/50.
Clear 1103.
Pulse is 150. He's conscious, cold, clammy.
Clear 1103. Stand by. Dr. Robinson.
Dr. Robinson here.
1103's got a white male, age 42, having pain in his chest, slightly cyanotic, and conscious.
And our EKG is showing sinus tachycardia and showing multifocal PVC.
Okay, start an IV with D5W. Push 100 milligrams of lidocaine. I'll be right there.
Okay, doctor. 1103, start an IV, D5W, TKO. Push 100 milligrams lidocaine.
That's clear. Once start an IV D5W. Then we're going to push 100 lidocaine. Could you hand that board up there, please? Okay, I need 100 lidocaine. Okay, medical center, the lidocaine is in.
That's clear, 1103.
Medical center, we're going to go ahead and start this patient on O2. 1103 to medical center, my patient has lost consciousness. Gone into fib. Request admission to defibrillate.
Doc is in Torch V fib.
Okay, shock him at 400 watt seconds.
1103.
That's clear, 400 watt seconds.
VFib, ventricular fibrillation. The victim's heart is not pumping, just quivering. The defibrillator shock will stop the quivering so that a normal heart rhythm has a chance to start. But first, the heart must be stopped altogether.
Have no action whatsoever.
Assistantly, start CPR.
That's clear. We're going to start CPR. Let's get him on up. Why don't you go ahead and get some drugs together?
CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation, an attempt to restart a normal heart rhythm.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 amp of bicarb. Give him 1 amp of bicarb.
Sodium bicarbonate will counteract any blood acidosis caused by the heart stoppage.
Okay, medical center, bicarb is in. Hold CPR on the stoop again. Assist the lead, medical center. Hold it, we got a complex. Got some activity. Got spontaneous respiration, medical center. Amen, we're doing some good.
Okay, give him 1 milligram atropine.
Milligram atropine. Watch his breathing look like. See what his pupils look like. Atropine's in, medical center. Medical center is pupils are reacting. Okay, good.
The worst is over. Another life has been saved, thanks to instant communication between competent paramedics and a hospital doctor miles away.
1103 looks real good. Pulse is 90. Get us a BP and check for femoral or carotid pulse.
We've got a pressure of 100/60 at this time. Got a good, strong carotid pulse. His respiration's good. We're preparing to transport 1103 clear.
That's clear, 1103.
Got somebody holding an elevator?
Yeah.
The patient's condition now is stabilized, under control. It is safe now to begin the trip to the hospital. Doctor and paramedics will continue to observe the patient's vital signs on the way to the hospital at normal speed without siren, reducing the risk of accident and eliminating the noise that may cause further distress to the patient.
Update on the vital signs. Clear, he is conscious at this time. How are you feeling now, sir?
It does.
The technology that is saving lives in Houston was developed originally for the space program and now is being applied increasingly to Earth's needs.
I'll get your blood pressure in a minute. His pulse is good.
One of the more important features of this equipment is its ability to establish radio communications between field paramedics and the emergency room doctor, with each able to interrupt the other while transmitting the EKG simultaneously, just as it has been done for years in the space program.
Maneuver time looks good. You might want to get a little more water cooling as opposed to air cooling. Okay, now it's attached. Ready to be tracked? Yep. And Pierre, we're still showing just about...
Like the astronauts and mission control, ambulance paramedics and hospital doctor now have instant voice and EKG transmission, because aerospace engineers had learned to use a portion of the voice frequency band for EKG data. The space program, faced with an urgent need for lightweight, higher output, miniaturized spacecraft components, pioneered new techniques for micro-welding and micro-assembly. These techniques made possible this easily carried 42-pound unit, which incorporates in one case the voice and EKG telemetry, a headset, defibrillator, digital readout blood pressure system, oxygen supply, and Freon aspirator. The 25 to 400 watt 8-pound defibrillator compares in output with other defibrillators which weigh over 30 pounds. In 1973 and 74, Skylab, man's first laboratory in space, tested man's reactions to long-duration flights beyond the Earth's atmosphere. The technology that developed new instruments to measure astronaut blood pressure also has made possible this blood pressure measurement system that works even in a noisy ambulance where conventional blood pressure devices cannot be heard. A microphone in the blood pressure cuff picks up the beats and relays them automatically to a digital readout. Many other examples of aerospace science are found in the Houston system. A chemically generated oxygen supply, originally developed for NASA, provides 15 minutes of oxygen in each canister. An electrode checker, originally developed to measure astronaut sleep patterns, now checks the proper application of EKG electrodes to the patient's body. Just as the entire NASA program has been a demonstration of systems planning and engineering, so also has the Houston Emergency Medical Service developed from the ground up as a total system. Its objectives were first outlined by Houston's Harris County Medical Society. Dr. Peter Fisher, a Houston surgeon, was a member of that group.
For the past 2 decades, Houston has been internationally known as a medical center. And yet it has been said that one would be better off being flown here from South American country for treatment of a heart ailment than having a heart attack on the streets of Houston. In an effort to improve this situation, the mayor and city council requested the Harris County Medical Society to make specific recommendations to improve this situation.
The scope of the nation's problem is described by Dr. Henry McIntosh, president of the American College of Cardiology.
600 to 650,000 people die each year in this country from coronary atherosclerotic heart disease. Of these, approximately 300,000 people died within 24 hours of the onset of new symptoms. Now, we know that fully 70% of these sudden death victims die within 2 hours of the onset of symptoms. With such a short period of sickness, any emergency system that will facilitate the transport of the patient to the healthcare system will be an advantage.
This system is not just applicable to the cardiac patient, but also to the trauma victim, the car wreck, the gunshot wound, where using this equipment, we can prevent, reduce, and treat shock, the major cause of trauma deaths.
Once the domain of private ambulance companies and funeral homes, emergency medical service in Houston now is provided by the Houston Fire Department with its tradition of rapid response and its network of fire stations throughout the city. Chief L.O. Martin has headed the Houston Ambulance Section since its inception in 1970.
The idea of the system was not only to assist the paramedic in rendering immediate care to the individual in the field, but also in the event of the 100 lives each month that we come in contact with that are beyond our help, It's very comforting to the paramedic to know that everything that could have been done was done with a physician at the other end of the system.
Like the space program, it blends dedicated people with highly sophisticated equipment.
This is truly a beautiful system.
The technology for the Houston Emergency Medical Care System would not have been available, at least this soon, had not the space program first required it in order to reach the nation's objectives in space. Richard Johnston, Director of Life Sciences at NASA's Johnson Space Center, sees great potential for applying this technology to Earth's problems.
We see a parallel between the emergency health care delivery here on Earth and the space program. During the Apollo and Skylab program, physicians worked at consoles similar to this to remotely monitor the crewmen as they walked about the lunar surface or orbited the Earth. They were able to ascertain the crew health status and, where required, prescribe medications for minor illnesses. We in the space program are gratified to see that the results of the space program are now being used in systems like the Houston Emergency Medical System. This has been accomplished through a team effort through the use of members of the medical profession, the industry, and government itself. And we feel that in future years, other benefits from this medical research will aid our nation in its healthcare delivery problems.
It has been several years since an American helped achieve a 9-year goal by stepping on the moon. Since achieving that historic goal, NASA has turned much of its scientific effort towards Earth, finding new energy sources, analyzing global air and water pollution, predicting crop yields, improving weather forecasts. While space program benefits are many and varied, for the several hundred persons each year who would die of a heart attack in Houston, Texas, their return on the space program investment is life itself.